Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about electric field due to the electric dipole on its equator line. Before that, I will discuss basics of electrostatics, what we have learned the past few weeks. Okay. So what is it electrostatics? The electrostatics is nothing but the charges are at rest. Okay, the charges are at rest. Next, who classified these charges? Exactly, Benjamin Franklin. Okay, what he did? Benjamin Franklin classified the two type of charges. The one is the positive charges, the another one is negative charge. Okay, how will you say it is a positive charge? When the material rubbed with some other material, or when the material loses the electron, it will become positive charged. When the material gains the electron, it will become a negative charge. Okay, so based on these electrostatic properties, the charges are classified into three types. The first one is quantization of charges. Q equal to NA. Remember that the charge of the SI unit of the charge, it is coulomb. Okay, SI unit of the charge is coulomb. Okay, quantization of charges, then additive nature of charges, and third one is conservation of charges. Okay, what is that? The charges neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to another form. Okay, if I have the 1 coulomb of charges, what is the number of electrons present in that 1 coulomb of charges? How will you calculate? It's nothing but N will be equal to Q by E. So 1 divided by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. Remember this is charge of the electron. Charge of the electron is differ from number of electrons. Okay. So it's nothing but 6.25 into 10 power 18 electrons. 6.25 into 10 power 18 electrons. When we have the 1 coulomb of charges, the 6.25 into 10 power 18 electrons are present in the 1 coulomb of charges. Okay. Now listen. After this is very, very important. The force between the charges. Who gave this idea? Exactly, Coulomb. Okay, Coulomb, who gave that law or statement, law, Coulomb's law. Okay, he gave that the force between the two charges. If we have the charges Q1 and Q2, what is the force exerted by this Q2 on Q1 or Q1 on Q2? Okay, how will he calculate all those things? He only gave the force between the two charges, a force of attractive or repulsive. Whether there is a like charges, it will be repulsive. When there is a unlike charges, it will be attractive. The force of electrostatics is directly proportional to product of the charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. When you remove this proportionality, you have to introduce the new constant. It is called Coulomb constant K. Okay, Q1 Q2 by R square. Remember that when we compare this electrostatic force between with the gravitational force, the electrostatic force is always greater than the gravitational force. How much times? Is approximately 10 power 40 times is greater than that gravitational force. And also both the electrostatic force and then gravitational force are inversely proportional to R square. As per Newton's law, gravitational force always attractive, but the electrostatic force always repulsive or attractive. If it is a like charges, it will be repulsive. When it is a unlike charges, it will be attractive. Okay, this is how he gave some ideas. And also Coulomb discovered the force between two charges. Also he gave the superposition principle. What is the superposition principle? If I have the system of charges, is nothing but vectors algebraic sum of the charges. Okay, algebraic sum of the, it's nothing but he gave that total force between the charges is nothing but vector sum of all other forces exerted on particular charges. Okay, if you have the other charges Q3, how much of force is exerted and how much forces is exerted, the vector sum of all other forces, vector sum of all other forces on that charge. Okay, and next one is electric field. Okay, what is the electric field? When you consider the one test charge Q naught or Q, whatever may be, the electric field is nothing but force per unit charge. Force per unit charge. Remember that the charge is the scalar quantity. Okay, but electric field is a vector quantity. The SI unit of electric field is nothing but Coulomb, Newton Coulomb inverse or Newton per Coulomb. Okay, it's nothing but the force experienced by a unit charge or force by unit charge. Okay, see, what is the force according to the coulombs? Q1 Q2 by R square, K into Q1 Q2 by R square. If you have the test charge Q naught Q1 divided by R square divided by Q naught will be cancelled and Q by R square. Okay, so KQ by R square. The next one is electric field lines. What is it? Electric field lines? It's nothing but always the positive charge radially outward and negative charge radially inward. Okay, the electric field lines always goes outwards like this, or negative charge will be inward. Remember, how much of force are experienced by the unit charge is called electric field. Okay, so it's nothing but when there is a positive charge and the negative charge, there are the properties of electric field lines. There is the properties of electric field lines. The electric field lines always start from positive charge and end at negative charge. They always start from positive and end at negative. Okay, they never intersect each other. They never goes like this. Okay, they never intersect each other. Then third one, if I draw the tangent on that line, it always gives the direction of the electric field. If I draw the tangent on the line, it gives the direction of the tangent on the line gives the electric field, direction of the electric field. When the lines are closer each other, electric field will be maximum. When the lines are far away from each other, electric field will be minimum. Then the last but not least, remember this, as per the magnitude of charge. Okay, the number of electric lines is depend upon the magnitude of charges, whether when you start from the positive to negative. The next one is nothing but what? Electric dipole. Okay, what is that? Electric dipole. What is the electric dipole? When the two equal and opposite charges are separated by a small distance, it's called electric dipole. Okay, when the equal and opposite charges are separated by a small distance, it is called electric dipole. How will you calculate the electric dipole? By using electric dipole moment. What is the electric dipole moment? Is later denoted by the P, is a vector quantity. Okay, P, any product of any one of the charges and then distance between them. So Q into 2A. So what is the SI unit of the electric dipole moment? Is nothing but Coulomb meter. Okay, the next one is electric field due to the electric dipole on its axial line. What is that? E will be equal to 2p by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. Okay, this is the value of E axial. When the electric dipole placed on the axial line, they experience this much of electric field, 2p by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. Okay, listen, this is very important 5-mark question. Okay, electric field due to an electric dipole on its equator line. Okay, on its equator line. Consider ABB be the dipole Okay, the A has the negative charge and B has the positive charge. P is the point where we have to find that electric field, okay, due to this dipole. So along that positive charge it will be BP, along that negative charge it will be PA. Okay, the point separated by a distance of R from the center O. So from the center to B will be A, and from the center O to A will be 2A. Okay, I mean sorry, A. The total distance will be 2A. So dipole always separated by a distance of 2A. Now listen, we have to find what is that electric field due to the electric dipole on its equator line. First, due to the positive charge, can remember positive charge always emanate outside. That means radiate outside. That's why I am draw the arrow mark like this. Okay, E2 for due to the negative charge, so always inward. Now listen, the E1 due to the positive charge. E1 due to the positive charge. Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r square. So what is it? R square is nothing but BP square. So distance of BP square. So how will you calculate this distance? By Pythagoras theorem. The BP squared will be equal to, now listen, OB square plus OP square. So it's nothing but A square plus R square. Okay, you can write R square plus A square. Okay, so BP square will be equal to R square plus A square. So then E1 will be equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by R square plus A square. R square plus A square. Now remember, for that E2, so due to the E2, the negative charge, same thing. Okay, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by R square plus A square. Now remember that the total electric field at this point. Okay, so I will draw here the point on P. This is E1 and this will become E2. There are two components will be acting. The one is the parallel component E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta. The other one perpendicular component E1 sin theta opposite E2 sin theta. Okay, these both are equal in magnitude and opposite direction, so both will be cancelled. So sin theta component will be cancel each other, only the cos theta component will be added up. So the total electric field will be equal to E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta. You can take either Q1 or either E1 or E2. Okay, no need to consider about the negative charge here. You can take anything. So E1 plus E2 both are equal in magnitude. So remember that magnitude, you have to consider about the magnitude, not the charge. Okay, listen, so E1 cos theta plus E1 cos theta, so I can write 2E1 cos theta. Now we have to calculate what is the cos theta component. Okay, remember, now we have to calculate what is the cos theta. The cos theta is nothing but adjacent by hypotenuse. Cos theta will be equal to adjacent A by hypotenuse. What is it hypotenuse? Only PA. We know that PA square equal to R square plus A square. Then PA will be equal to root of R square plus A square. Okay, so it will become root of R square plus A square. Now listen, so substitute this E1 and cos theta component in this equation, total electric field, then E will be equal to 12 into, what is it, E1? E1 is nothing but what? Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by R square plus A square. Now is the cos theta. Cos theta is nothing but A by root of R square plus A square. Now listen. The total electric field will be equal to 2QA divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r squared plus a squared into root of r squared plus a squared. Remember this, r squared plus a squared into root, I can write r squared into a squared power 1 by 2, right? This power 1 and this power is 1 by 2. So both denominator is equal. So I can write this, E will be equal to 2qa. I can write this r squared plus a squared power 3 by 2. Okay, so nothing, r squared plus a squared power 1 and r squared power plus a squared power 1 by 2. It's nothing but r squared plus a squared power 3 by 2. So the total electric field will be 2qa divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r squared plus a squared power 3 by 2. You know very well the dipole moment will be equal to q into 2a. q into 2a. Now see, the distance of r is always greater than the distance of a. So r is much more greater than a. So a squared can be neglected. A squared can be neglected. So when the electric field will be equal to P by 4 pi epsilon naught r squared power 3 by 2. So square will be cancelled. So it will become the electric field due to the equatorial line P by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. See, the electric field due to an electric dipole on its equatorial line, E equatorial will be equal to P by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. So don't forget that P unit vector, okay. See, due to that axial line, E axial will be equal to 2P by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. So E equatorial will be equal to P by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube, right? So the E axial will be equal to 2y of that E equatorial. Okay, this is very important. E axial will be equal to 2y of that E equatorial. Why? Because they will ask, they will given the electric field due to the axial line. You have to find the electric field due to the equatorial line in 2 marks. So remember, if they given the dipole on equatorial line will be equal to, the dipole moment will be E equatorial will be equal to 4 Newton per coulomb. Find what is that E axial. It's nothing but E axial will be equal to 2y of that 4 will be equal to 8 Newton per coulomb. Okay, this is another 1 mark question. So remember this type of question they will ask repeatedly. Now listen, there's a 2 type of electric field. One is the uniform electric field, the other one is non-uniform electric field. Look at that arrow marks. Okay, this is the electric field lines. When it's the same direction, have the same magnitude, it is called uniform electric field. When there is a unequal magnitude or different magnitude and different direction, it is called non-uniform magnetic field. When you have placed the dipole on the uniform electric field, what will happen? Okay, if you have the dipole A and here I have the dipole minus Q and positive Q, the force experienced by this dipole F equal to minus QE, and the force experienced here will be equal to positive QE. Okay, so now listen, electric field will be equal to force per unit charge, then force will be equal to QE. So the force experienced by the negative charge will be equal to minus QE, the force experienced by the positive charge will be equal to plus positive QE. The distance of the dipole will be equal to 2a. From the center O, the dipole distance will be equal to 2a. So how much of torque it experiences? The torque is nothing but what? Any one of the forces into perpendicular distance. Any one of the forces into perpendicular distance. Product of any one of the forces and the perpendicular distance. So what will happen? Any one of the forces, you can take QE, okay? So into perpendicular distance will be equal to 2A. Then what is the angle it makes? Because when the dipole placed in the electric field, uniform electric field, the force due to the positive charge will be acting this side and the force due to the negative side will be acting this side. So there is a moment. Moment is called dipole, which is acting the center. It's nothing but your making small angle theta is nothing but your sine theta. So deflected way. So QE equal to 2A sin theta. We know that Q into 2A will be equal to dipole moment P. So it is P sin theta. Now remember this, that when the torque will be maximum, when the torque will be minimum. Okay. Tau equal to P sin theta. When the dipole placed parallel to the electric field, when it's placed parallel to the electric field, then it produces theta will be equal to 0 degree. So sin 0 will be equal to 0. Then the minimum torque, that means torque will be 0. Okay, tau will be equal to 0. When the dipole placed perpendicular to the field, theta will be equal to maximum 90 degree. So torque also will be maximum. When the dipole placed non-uniform electric field, neither the net force and the torque will be acting on it. Both will be acting on it. So listen, this principle works on the microwave oven. Okay, you know very well, water molecules are the good electric dipole. It's a permanent electric dipole. Okay, when you microwave oven switch on that, it produces the microwaves which is acting on the electric dipole. This is nothing but water molecules. So water molecules rotate very fast. They produce a thermal energy. Okay. So next one thing, that heat generated to heat the food. Okay. So this is very important. 3 more questions also they will ask, what is the torque effect on that electric dipole, or they will ask what will happen when the dipole placed parallel to the electric field or when it's placed in the perpendicular to the electric field. Okay, the next one is electric potential. What is a potential? Electric potential is nothing but what? Before that, tell me what is a potential. If you want to do some work, you need some potential, right? If you want to pick up the pen, you have to do some work done. Okay, you have to do some work, and for that work you need some potential. So same thing, the electric potential is nothing but if you have the positive charge, okay, so when you have the positive charge, by using the external force, you have to do some work done to bring the positive charge from the infinite distance to the particular distance point P. Okay, so it's nothing but work done by the external force to bring the positive unit charge from the infinite distance to the point P. It is called electric potential. So it is always denoted by letter V because of Alexander Volta, who invented the batteries. Okay, so it is a negative sign. Against that electric field you have to bring the charge. So infinite distance to the particular distance, and then electric field the distance dr. Okay, you know that E will be equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. So minus infinity distance to the R, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square into dr. If you are integrating this one, you will get R. Okay, so V equal to minus, take out all the constant value, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R epsilon naught 1 by R square into R. R will be cancelled, so you will get V equal to minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. For the negative charge you will get minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. For the positive charge you will get positive Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Okay, so remember that V is inversely proportional to R. So whenever for the positive charge R increases, that means distance increases, potential will be decreases. For the negative charge, potential, when the distance increases, potential also increases. Okay, when we comparing this electrostatic potential with the gravitational potential, gravitational potential also similar to that one, because it's always start from higher gravitational potential to lower gravitational potential. Same thing For the positive potential, we start from higher potential to lower potential. For the negative charge, the potential always start from lower to higher potential. Okay, so remember this. If you have that number of charges q1, q2, q3 like that, then you have to do that summation of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, summation of qi by ri. Okay, that is vector whatever maybe. Now listen, if suppose for the positive charge you will get like this, and for the negative charge you will get like this. If r will be equal to infinity, then what happened to the potential? The potential will become 0. Potential will be 0. When distance will be infinity, the potential will become 0. Now remember, to work done by the frictional force to bring the unit positive charge from the infinite distance to the point P. So V equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Only R. Remember, for electric field you will get like this. The force will be equal to Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. Okay. The force due to the charges equal to 4 pi epsilon naught R square. Due to the electric field equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. For the potential, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Only R, not R square. Okay, remember this. Potential only by R. Now listen, for the positive, always potential start from higher potential to lower potential. For the negative charge, always lower potential to higher potential. So, for this week, this is enough. Copy down all the equations from the starting electrostatic lesson. Q equal to NE, quantization of charge, additive nature of charges, and then axial line and equatorial line, and this one. Okay, in your class work, and write the test for this next week. Axial line and equatorial line in your test note. Okay, submit your class work office room without fail. Get the notebooks from the office. We received all the books, so you can get the books from the office room. So read well and write well. Get the parent signature before you start the test, and then you just sit and write. Okay, this is very, very, very important. And compare. You just on the first page. Okay, leave the first page and write all the equations. Important equation: Coulomb force Q equal to NE, and then Coulomb force F equal to Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon R square, and electric field Q by 4 pi epsilon R square, and electrostatic potential Q by 4 pi epsilon R. Okay, and write the value of epsilon and epsilon R, and what is the value of K, and what is the value of 4 pi epsilon, and then what is 1 coulomb. Write all those things. Okay, inshallah. After submitting your classworks, I will check all the classworks and I will sign and I will give it to you. Okay, get it back from the office room. Thank you guys. Allah Hafiz.